Hi again, my name is Carol. Welcome to The Way Shower. My channel is to try and help people who are starting to wake up and experiencing heightened levels of sensitivity, hearing things, seeing things, feeling things that are outside of the normal third dimensional reality that we know of. A lot of times, if you go to seek help, you're going to be diagnosed with some kind of mental disorder. Now, that's not to say that, I'm not saying don't seek medical assistance. I'm absolutely not saying that. Sometimes the medications can help. And sometimes they just bury the things that you're being asked to look at. So that's your call. I can't tell you to seek help, and I can't tell you not to seek it. But I can tell you that I have personally experienced moments of psychosis, and that even I thought about seeking medical attention, getting some type of medication to help me get through the period of psychosis. Yes, I'm trying to pick and choose my words carefully here, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just blurt everything out. So I have helped not only myself, but a lot of other people who were experiencing moments of psychosis and breaks with reality. And some of them were already using medication. Some of them sought medical help while we were working through those issues. Not every person was able to make it through it successfully. That all depends on your level of commitment and how severe your symptoms are, and how far you're willing to go inside of yourself to understand what's going on and to find out who you really are. Okay, so with that said, the bottom line for the psychosis, from my opinion, my layperson's opinion, I am not a medical professional. I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm not a licensed counselor. What I do is I work with energy, and I am an empath, and I see things, I hear things, I know things, I feel things that are beyond this third dimensional reality. And my experience has been that most people, certainly everybody that I personally have dealt with, have those, when they're having those breaks with reality, they're touching other dimensions of existence and other thought realities. And a lot of them are picking up on people's feelings and people's thoughts, and they are misinterpreting them, and that leads to them feeling anger and fear and a desperation inside of themselves, because they don't understand what's going on, and they don't understand that they're picking up on other energies, that they're tapping into other realms. That's where a lot of the difficulties are coming from. So I apologize for the traffic here. Let me just get a moment for these cars to go by. So, what can you do? First of all, if you're taking medication, my experience helping people through these situations is if you're already taking medication, you do not want to stop cold turkey, because that can make things worse, because the chemicals that are inside of those medications are doing things inside of your body physiologically, and they're affecting your mental equilibrium. So if you're already taking medication, do not stop cold turkey. Talk to your doctor and tell them what your plan is, and wean yourself off of it, or go on a lower dose of medication. Talk to your doctor about it. Tell him what you want to do, and he or she should work with you. And if they don't work with you on that, then you should probably find yourself another physician that will work with you. So wean yourself off the medication, or continue so on it at a lower dosage, and until you start to find your equilibrium again. If you're not on medication, but you've been thinking about it, go and see your physician. Talk to them about it. And at the same time, or even while you're waiting to see that physician, I'm saying this because I'm not telling you to go the alternative method in lieu of allopathic medicine. I'm not telling you to go all new age, woo-woo, and meditate on it and find your inner truth instead of seeing a medical doctor. I will not take that responsibility on. But I will tell you that very deep meditation, especially guided meditation and counseling from somebody who has touched the other realities and understands them, will help you tremendously. It will help you to ground all of that is coming into you. It'll help you to ground it in this reality and to see that you're not losing your mind, and to understand where it's coming from and where it's leading you to. So the question, the main question that all of that is trying to get you to look at, is to answer the question, who am I? So when I was going through my period of psychosis and my breaks with reality, and they come and they go, and even now it would be the case where I would consider, somebody might consider me to be psychotic, or having personality disorder, or bipolarism, or severe bouts of depression, etc. If I were to go and see a psychiatrist, they might very well tell me that. While I'm on that topic of psychiatrists and how they think and what they believe, let me mention a name to you that you can do some research on, and I know she's written at least one book, and her name is Judith Orloff. And I haven't read the entirety of her first book, but I did read part of it. And she is phenomenal, because she started having her psychic experiences at a very young age. She's now, I think, somewhere around my age, late 50s, early 60s. And she started having her psychic experiences at a very young age, and she lived in California, and she was lucky enough to know people and to get into the testing that was going on in, I think it was the early 70s or something like that, to see what could be measured in the psychic realm of things. Both of her parents were physicians, where they were medical doctors, and so she eventually went to medical school herself and became a psychiatrist, incorporating her work and what she learned through medical school with her ability as an empath and an awakened person. Her psychic abilities had developed so much. She used all of that together, and my understanding is that she does phenomenal work now. I don't know where she is located. I don't know exactly what's going on in her life right now, but check her out. Judith Orloff. And the reason why I'm saying that is because here is a person, she is a trained medical person who also acknowledges her psychic gifts. And she is telling people, you're not necessarily going crazy. And she helps them to figure out how to deal with it. Okay, so with that said, write down on a piece of paper the question, who am I? And answer it. And try to figure out who you are. Because who you were before all of this started is not who you are now. And that's what the universe is trying to get you to do. It's trying to get you to understand that you're not the same person, and it wants you to figure out who you are and who you want to be. Once you start to understand that, everything else will start to fall into place. It's not that you're going to stop feeling those things or hearing those voices, but what will happen is that you will start to be able to make sense of it. You will start to be able to feel more at peace with the process that is occurring. So, one of the things I did to help me get through those moments was I would have to force myself to go for walks in nature. Because out in nature, there is no human expectation. So you don't pick up on that energy. You don't pick up on all the thoughts rolling around you. There were times, and even sometimes still, when I could not go to the grocery store, or Walmart especially, and be there for more than a half an hour without feeling nauseous and start getting a headache and feeling like I was starting to lose my sanity again, because I would be picking up on everybody's feelings, if not their thoughts, at least their feelings. And it would drive me bonkers. So, as you progress in your understanding of who you are and your ability to recognize that you're not necessarily going crazy, but that you might be picking up on something going on around you, as you start to understand that, your ability to deal with it will increase, and your ability to find peace in it will increase. And if you are unable to find peace in those moments and in those situations, you will know to remove yourself from it for your own sanity. So, one of the other things that I did besides taking walks in nature was to listen to music. And it doesn't really matter what kind of music, as long as it is not like heavy metal or rap, because it has a different beat to it. It has a different rhythm to it. The sound is huge in the way that it affects us mentally, psychologically, and physically. And you can check that out for yourself. Just Google the effects of sound, and you will find so many different videos out there that are proof positive from a scientific viewpoint of the effect of sound on our physical bodies and our emotional well-being. So you can listen to music, but it shouldn't be rap, and it should not be heavy metal, because of the rhythm and the sound frequencies that are in there will cause more disruption inside of you. So, with that said, that's probably where I'm going to end this video, because I wanted it to be very short, and it's already getting quite long. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have, and I will try to do another video on this topic if the need arises. I just wanted everybody, especially with the holidays here, and it's so easy to go into depression or to have those breaks with reality. You have to have faith in yourself. Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? And can you come up, what answers can you come up with? Mine, when I first asked myself that question, it was, I mentioned my heritage, and I mentioned my physical makeup, you know, brown hair and 5'7", and, you know, somebody who's trying to find themselves, and somebody's daughter, and somebody's sister, but I didn't know who I was inside. And so that's part of what this process is all about. Your breaks with reality, you're picking up, very, very likely, picking up on the energies around you, and they're causing you a lot of confusion. And the powers that be are trying to get you to figure out who you are and what you're doing here and who you want to become. So I hope this video helps. Please find peace within yourself. Know that you're okay. You're okay. You're going to be fine. If it's really severe, please do seek medical assistance. But don't do it in lieu of finding out who you are. Don't do the medications so that you don't have to look at yourself, because that's just a band-aid. And what you want is a true, deep inner healing. Love to you all. Namaste.